forecast for the week ahead now that we have made it through that wave. We made it through that. So this week we've got quite a few things happening. So first things first, on Monday, July 6th, we are going to be having the sun square Saturn. Okay. On Tuesday, July 7th, Neptune stations retrograde. We'll have a full convo about that. Thursday, July 9th, Venus enters Virgo. And I took a personal note that she'll be meeting with the South Node at its final degree in Virgo. And then Venus is trining Chiron at the same time. This is very interesting energy that I want to talk about. And then Sunday, July 12th, we have a Mercury Kazimi, which means Mercury retrograde is conjunct the sun. Love you, Graham. Thanks for popping in. We love you. We love you. Okay, so we're going to jump over here. And for my TikTok folks, we've got a new layout, which is really cool. I'm kind of digging it. Digging it. Okay, just got to adjust my screen a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in here. Let's go to the 6th. So the sun is at 14 degrees of Cancer. Saturn is at 14 degrees of Cancer. Again, this is on Monday. So they're creating a square. Woo-wee mama. Yo, this is squares. All right, a little teaching moment for you guys. What is a square? What do squares do? For those of you who have been hanging out every Sunday with me, what is a square? What is it doing? I'll give you guys a moment to respond as I'm sipping my coffee. I'm seeing some answers over. Yep, I'm seeing answers on all these. It makes a square in the circle. Oh my gosh, this is great. Tension, tectonic plates. Yes, we've got the learning sent. Copy off their test and say get tension. Oh, that's a great, Mappy. That's great. Yes. So in astrology, squares are 90-degree angles that create tension between two signs in the same modality. So we've got a cardinal square happening. Cardinal is the energy of starting things, of actually the initiation of energy, right? That you can think about a lighter, that friction that creates the spark. And so squares, when their cardinal signs are squaring each other, it's kind of like this sort of energy of whose starting point is right. Welcome, Andrew. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. I love my other 8th house Mercury. So this square that we're having happen on Monday is between our ego identity and Cancer, which we've been going through a softening. Ultimately, it's been this very tender, heart oriented space, squaring off to Saturn. And this is very interesting energy because it's giving mom and dad kind of energy, where we're deep in the terrain of understanding our emotions and understanding our emotional needs. And Saturn in Aries is such a different quality, is such a different texture, because Saturn in Aries has been really inviting us to actually slow down and build firm foundations for our identity. Now, the moon is in Aries on this day when this is happening. And normally I don't mention the moon, but since we're looking at the sun in Cancer, which Cancer rules over the moon, I feel like there is going to be some emotional charge to this day, where it's kind of I just saw that gif of the person holding the dog, and the dog's it's okay, can you hold back taking certain actions that may be coming up right now? Now, the tension that comes up here, ultimately something's going to happen. That's sort of the way squares work. So I like to compare them to the tectonic plates, right? They rub up against each other and something happens as a result: tsunamis, earthquakes, etc. So with that being said, there's a part of you that is really trying to slowly cultivate and slow down, right? That's what Saturn in Aries is really trying to teach us. It's giving us opportunities to practice patience and to practice slow, steady dedication. And the Sun in Cancer is like, but my feelings. But like, this is like, there's a lot of emotional substance that is like heavy, not heavy on the heart, but present on the heart. And so the square is kind of like, when's the right time to share this or like reveal this, or there's not going to be a right time. And I just feel this as like, again, this can show up as you and another person or you and you, depending on which role you reside in this, right? And it might be just an internal thing, right? So Saturn is saying, hey, we need to slow down and we need to like really get clear on our boundaries and our energy and who we are and how we want to show up. And the Sun in Cancer is saying, I have a lot of emotional needs that need to be met. And like, that's just what is present. And so the two of these are creating this tension, and whatever results as this, where whether that Cancer is a Cancer energy is the person in your life that's saying, hey, I have a lot of needs, I need them to be met. And you're sitting in that Saturn energy saying, hey, like, I don't have capacity, or I'm at capacity, these are my boundaries, will that work for you? And it's really this like, or you're vice versa, you are having a lot of emotions and another person is like setting a boundary. So what comes up as this is a mutual understanding of like reciprocity, of emotional responsibility. And so even if this is happening on an internal level for you with you, where there's a part of you that's like having a lot of big emotions that are coming up, and I feel like this is what is present as well. I mean, again, for those of you who are new here, I don't look at the transits until I'm sitting here right now with you guys. So all that stuff I was talking about earlier, I was like, that's just how I've been feeling. And then I'm reading it here in the astrology. So it's like, bigger capacity. It's noticing, I need more. I need more space for myself. I need more boundaries, or I need to express myself more. There is something as a result of this square that's coming up of really recognizing where are these boundary lines. And now I'm seeing like, you know, the invisible dog fencing sort of thing, how you're learning where that threshold is at this time, and you might not know until you cross over, and then you're like, wow, that was way too intense. So, oh, how fun to start our week that way. My hair is bugging me so bad, by the way, so Virgo things. Yeah. And with the moon being in Aries at this time too, there's going to be a little bit of emotional volatility. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a little like, woo, yippee, just like might act a little bit rash unintentionally, and or other people might respond very immaturely too, or feeling like your emotions feel a little bit immature at this time. And it's just really showing you where like you're needing more of, maybe more of this tenderness, right? More of this softer, nurturing energy from yourself as you're building more healthy boundaries. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's on Monday. Let's go ahead and jump to Tuesday, where we have Neptune stationing retrograde. And this is interesting because the moon is passing. Again, I don't usually do lunar transits, but the moon passes over Neptune and Saturn during that time. And so it's going to be a weird emotion. I do feel like emotions do have a very pivotal play in this moment, that Monday into Tuesday. Okay. I actually don't know when, I mean, I guess I could look at my giant calendar I have here. It's probably written somewhere here. Interesting. Ugh. Pluto stations direct that day. When does Neptune? It might be. Oh, it's December 12th. I don't know if that's right. Sorry, I'm like looking up the dates. I was like, yeah, it doesn't go back into Pisces. Yeah, December 12th. Did I guess I didn't write that down on my calendar. Oh, no, I did. I just didn't highlight it. You guys are seeing me real-time astrologer in action. So, okay. Hi, Sam. What did I miss? You've been driving the struggle bus? We've been talking about that freaking struggle bus and how we're all driving our own struggle bus. Beep, beep. Okay, so Neptune. Neptune stations retrograde. And something I want to bring into this conversation for this Tuesday is that Neptune, Pluto, and like Uranus, those are outer planets. They tend to be retrograde for a big chunk of time during the year. So this is a normal thing. It just invites in a deeper introspection. I don't care. I love it. All right. There we go. Okay, let's go. All right, I was just checking some things. So, get it. So, Neptune goes retrograde once a year for about like 5 months. 4 to 5 months. And so Neptune stations retrograde on July 7th and will be retrograde all the way until December 12th. Now, this isn't something to be afraid of. This is just inviting in a deeper introspection of this terrain that Neptune has been moving through. So what is that? How late are you? We've been live 30 minutes. We're only on Tuesday. So Haley, you can definitely check the live stream recap when I upload it to YouTube, or for anybody who's just popping in, you can subscribe to my newsletter. It's totally free, and I write all of this stuff down for it. So Neptune in Aries has been inviting in this deeper, like, really is giving the Ace of Cups. I'm wondering if I have the Ace of Cups card here. It was in a reading that I just posted on YouTube. There it is. It's giving this. This is what Neptune in Aries is giving. It's giving this. Self-love. Like this, like overflowing abundance of like self-love and self-devotion. And this, for me, Neptune going retrograde, it is inviting in a little bit of the removal of some of the rose-colored glasses a bit, or just really seeing where self-love has been maybe self-protection to a certain degree, or just really noticing what you consider self-love to be, whether it's like bypassing or if it's being truly honest with yourself. So Neptune moving retrograde, it's really just bringing us into looking at, I do see it for a lot of people because we've been talking about boundaries. I do see it being a little bit more of like a closing of the like getting, like stepping back into the depths of the chalice of the Ace of Cups, of like settling into these deeper parts of yourself and really feeling like, what have I cultivated? Where is this love taking me? Where is this new identity that has been taking form beginning to move me? And yeah, as I'm like, when I close my eyes, I'm literally sitting and like visualizing the archetype of Neptune, and Neptune just like literally, he showed me like a mirror. Like there's this deeper reflection period of like, oh, I heard like how your self-love looks on you, how this self-devotion looks on you. It's like you're going to get a closer look at where there's still like cracks in the boundaries too, because Saturn and Aries has been really supportive of Neptune here too, where it's like laying down this foundation for Neptune to kind of like expand. And reevaluating Yeah, this is actually really massive. As I'm like really sitting with it, it's like I've had to get like quiet with it, and that's going to be a big part of this too. Even what's happening to me as I'm like deepening into this energy, it's like um how quiet can you get with yourself? How honest can you get with yourself? And it's like in that turn of deeper like honesty and deeper connection that you are, it's like deepening into love. It's very interesting how this image is coming through. Neptune retrograde is like elongating this chalice that I'm seeing in my mind's eye, and it's actually like allowing it to like the base of it to grow a bit deeper. And so it's not from this like what's at the top, the surface level, at what people can see and appreciate, that's like overflowing, right? It's the deeper parts of self-love. It's this deeper part of like, and this comes into edges of reciprocity too, is what I'm feeling, because Neptune and Aries, this Aries energy is about self. And it's like, how can we incorporate wise selfishness? And for me, wise selfishness is actually making sure that you are putting yourself first, making sure that your needs are met, and not like this, I'm going to put a face mask on and take a bath, in like I'm moving my body every day because I know it's good for my body. It's creating for the sake of creating because it brings me joy. It's eating food in a reverent, like devotional manner. It's deeper than these like superficial self-love, like band-aid stickers. That's what this Neptune retrograde is really inviting us into, is like, what is truly nourishing to you, the you that you are like in the process of bringing to the surface. And you may realize during this retrograde time that it's very different than what you thought it could be, right? It's like, oh, I've got to like clean up the way I relate to loving myself, because your love may have devotion, baby, full circle devotion. Yeah, 1000% Callie. And I got just like full body chills reading that. You have to enter that separate, deeper plane to find what you're looking for, sort of through the archives a bit. Yeah, I love that, Sam. Yeah, it's deeper. How deep is your love? It's like the ocean. And a good reframe too that's coming to mind, this is something that I've had to do as somebody that has a lot of like Neptunian Pisces energy in my chart, is like sometimes love songs, I want to make them about love, but I always like reframe them as like devotion to myself, like me singing them to me, like re-devoting that sort of energy to me from me. Love letter to me from me for me. Yeah. I'm like, what else, Neptune? Because as I was like closing my eyes, and what I was seeing in like my internal landscape is this sort of like, can you actually sit with yourself? And it's showing like mirror work being very important during this time too, like actually like sitting with yourself, not the self that you, because we're at this interesting juncture, and I've been sharing it with like my clients that I've been meeting with, like this year 2026 is a like a metamorphosis year for all of us. Like our old self is dying and our new self is being born, like because all of the outer planets have moved into new signs, and we're all just like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? And so this sort of metamorphosis, oh, my AC kicked on, and I was so like in the channel that like all I was hearing was the vibration of my voice. And then like when I stopped, I heard it, and oh, I love that. First in, first out. Oh my gosh, taking me back to my grocery store days. Oh my gosh. FIFO. Yeah. AC jump scare. Yeah. The Holy Spirit, like I'm like, I'm in it. And so if none of you guys have ever done mirror work before, it's like just a big piece of my practice now. And mirror work is like literally sitting with yourself in front of the mirror every day. You can't hide from yourself. You can't hide from yourself when you're sitting and literally looking at yourself, and you sit with the parts that go, oh, this part of my body looks weird, or oh, like something like this feeling isn't valid. And like you get to literally watch all of the stories kind of melt away the more you continue to return. And this Neptune in Aries retrograde is like being true to yourself. Hello, welcome, Reese. Reese Meg, how's it going? Yeah, this is potent energy. Yeah, I'm kind of like hanging out on it for a while because I actually feel like I'm sitting with the archetype of Neptune in Aries, like the physical embodiment. Like I invite you guys to think about like, what would that feel like in your body? That's how I've gotten closer to my understanding of astrology over the last, I don't know, what has it been, 12 years? I don't know anymore. Because yeah, now I'm picking up that thread that I left, because this sort of transformational phase that we're in, this sort of transitional period, there is a deeper desire for self-devotion and self-love that has yet to even be seen collectively, right? It's not this like surface level, I'm going to post on Instagram that I went to a spa. It's like, yeah, this radical inventory, which is so, so beautiful. So beautiful. Wow, my YouTube folks, you guys are so quiet over there. I see you guys watching. I see some lurkers too who haven't said hi. And for some people who are watching on like incognito browsers, I see you too. That's like the perfect segue, Sam, because that's what we're going to be talking about next, which I'm so excited for. And there's so much yummy things happening. I just have to name the lurkers because I feel them. I feel the eyes. First live, kind of nervous. You're good, Haley. Okay. So as we move forward, on Thursday, on the 9th, we have Venus entering Virgo. And this is actually like, oh, no, it's doing this dumb thing where it's not letting me select the mouse. So give me a second. We're going to pop back here for a moment. And I have to force close my thing, my epic pen. So give me a second, guys. I don't know why it does that, but that's okay. How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? There's a gnat flying in front of my face, confirming the lurkers watching me. What am I waiting for? While gaming, let's go. Hi, Wolfie. Okay, we're back. We're back and better than ever. Okay, cool. First live too, you normally watch on YouTube. So I'm so fucking ready for Venus to be in Virgo. Let's fucking go. Oh. Yes. Okay. So let me get professional with it. Welcome back. So Venus enters Virgo, and while she enters Virgo, 0 degrees south node meeting south node, and then there is a trine happening to, excuse me, burping, Chiron in Taurus. So there's a lot of pieces happening on this day that I really want to name, but first I'm just going to start with talking about Venus and Virgo. And before I do that, I'm going to do a Virgo thing and invite everybody to drink some water. Okay, yes, confirmation burp. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and say hi to you guys over on TikTok on my astrology account. So I'm reading what Sam wrote. Daughters, spend your life loving, not seeking love. The ocean need not seek water. I love that. Hi, Amber. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. And Amber, just a little fun heads up. Most people that hang out in the Discord server tend to watch this on Twitch. I don't know if you use Twitch, but I'm live on Twitch and YouTube also. Just a little heads up for everybody. But I know you've been mingling in the community, so I just thought I'd bridge that for you. But Venus entering Virgo on the 9th. This is such a different shift in energy, right? Venus is our planet of love, of devotion, of giving, receiving, mostly receiving, truly. But this is where I'm going to get on my Virgo high horse. I love Virgo energy. Virgo is the mind, body, spirit alignment. Virgo is the 6th sign, meaning that Virgo bridges, right? We have the first 6 signs, Aries to Virgo, and then there's this threshold here before we enter Libra. Libra is all about partnership, and all of these last 6 signs are all about partnership and or collective connection. Okay, so this is the deeper understanding of being purely in alignment with self before entering co-creation with another. And Virgo, let's talk about the archetype of Virgo for a second. What I'm hearing is I'm getting a man soon. That is absolutely not at all what I'm saying, but we're going to talk a little bit deeper about it and then we'll connect. Virgo, it's the reclamation of the word virgin, right? Because the word virgin that has been translated by the Bible means like a woman with like her physical integrity of her maidenhood, right? That's not what virgin meant. Virgin, when we actually research that and actually go back, virgin was a sovereign woman who had autonomy over her body and who got access to it. Okay. So very, very deep. And so Virgo is all about like getting things in order in preparation. So maybe Reese, maybe, it's like getting, all dot the I's, cross the T's, but Virgo's a lot deeper than that. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and it's the feminine rulership of Mercury. When we look at Mercury, Mercury is a sacred hermaphrodite. It is both masculine and feminine. It is non-binary. And so when we look at the feminine archetype of Mercury, we look at Virgo, and the mercurial magic that comes from Venus in Virgo is womb-based wisdom. Now, it doesn't matter if you have a womb or not. We all came from a womb. There is this deeper power that comes here. So instead of dipping into the more cerebral control aspect that Virgo can go into where it gets a little neurotic, I'm going to invite this collective of people to deepen into that inner knowing. This is the gut instinct that comes out. That is Virgo. That's that knowing of like, this is not right. This is not in alignment. This is not for me. Because I've been balancing myself and my inner workings to actually be able to meet the world I desire to meet, because reflection and as within, so without, yada, yada, yada. Venus and Virgo really invites us into finding and being clear on our needs. Thanks for the follow, Cookie Juggler. That is a amazing username. Freaking love that. So, as Venus enters Virgo, she and through her duration through Virgo, it's going to be like, oh, the world is not ready for this. It's not ready for this because everybody's going to be like, my standards high. Like, it's being so clear on what reciprocity is and like what is actually deserving of your energy. It's cleaning up the stuff. It's cleaning up the dust that is being kicked up by Mercury and Cancer. It's like really grounding in this like very powerful, like again, the reclamation of the word virgin, right? This deep sovereign individual of like, I get to choose who engages with my energy, because the purity of my vessel, because again, mind, body, spirit alignment, if things are off in your body, it messes with your emotions. If your emotions are off, they tax your body. If your spiritual world is chaotic, that messes with everything. This is all about getting things in alignment and understanding your heart in this story, right? Venus in Virgo is saying, my desires of my heart are at the highest tier and I will not settle. I just heard from Throne of Glass that's going to make me cry. You do not yield. If you know, you know. My heart, like, you do not settle, right? This is knowing the deeper desires and your goals and not tolerating anything less. Yummy. So to deepen even deeper into this energy, Venus on this day particularly, right? So that's just that bigger thread of Venus moving through Virgo. It's going to be like also like cleaning shit up, cleaning up your diet, cleaning up, like, especially with Neptune going retrograde, which is the higher octave of Venus. It's like cleaning up your diet, getting your routines in order. And for those who are desiring love, desiring connection, right? So to bring that into the conversation, like, is there room for a person in your life? And when I say that, I mean, do you have enough cutlery to serve another person a meal if they were to come over? Is there room in your closet for somebody to move in? Is that even what you want? Is there actual territory and space in your life for another person to inhabit? If not, it's time to clean up shop. It's time to, and also this brings in the question. Yep. See, and same. I'm right there with you, Callie. I'm like, I don't think there's room in my house for another person, but I also don't think that I want to live with another person right now, or things like that. Or I'd be fine for somebody to spend the night, but I wouldn't want them living with me. There's this deeper piece with this as well around like hygiene, right? Spiritual hygiene, emotional hygiene, physical hygiene, right? Taking care of yourself. And this is my bigger question with Venus entering Virgo. Are you doing the things that you desire your partner to be doing? So if you're like, oh my God, I want them to be like working out 5 days a week, and I want them to be like really healthy and like have like, I want them to be a Greek god. I literally saw the like Chad meme. Like, if that's your person, like, are you living like that? If not, you have no fucking right to expect somebody else to be doing that level of self-care if you're not doing it yourself. That's what Venus and Virgo is saying. Hate to just be so real with you. I'm a Virgo rising. I'm just going to be so honest with you. When I talk about spiritual hygiene, this is like not watching all the readings. This is trusting your intuition. This is, you know, like finding those balances of obsessive, like where you can go too far on the other end of the spectrum in the obsessing over like reading the signs, reading the things, and going too far into the like, oh, it's like be center. You already fucking know. You already know. You know. Yeah. And so it's like, okay, we can appreciate the readings, but all still know that like our answers, like my deepest desire is like, I love sharing these readings, and what I do here and the work that I do, I love it. But people who actually work with me one-on-one, they know that I'm only here to just hand the power back to you. That's what I do, is guide you back to yourself. Sometimes we need like, and you know, like thinking about the, hero's journey, Joseph Campbell, right? Like the mentor, right? Sometimes we do need those archetypes to come in and shake us up a little bit, that go, hey, by the way, shit's a little crazy. Like it's time to change things, but you have to take action. You can't just keep watching the freaking readings, even mine included, and not take action. Yeah. Yep. Removing excess without removing meaning. Exactly, Matt. Exactly. Yes. So I got a little passionate on my high horse there, guys, but it's one of those deeper things where it's like, I've always struggled with people that are like, I just want to ascend to the 77th dimension. And I'm like, do you not realize that that's where you already came from? And we're here to be in a body and like live a human life. I know it's not the coolest thing, but there's so much magic here. Can I still curse in chat? I don't know. You can try. I don't know. Izzy told me no more TikTok readings in a TikTok a while ago, and I deadass listened. Let's go. Let's go. So that is Venus. That is Venus in Virgo. She's like, and that's not spiritual hygiene. She's like, I gotta radically take care of my shit. This might even be like looking at health things that maybe like you've been putting off on the back burner, or things that like, you know, need to be taken care of. Like Venus and Virgo is like, yeah, I'm gonna take care of those things. Okay. So that might be landing for some of you. Now, on this day specifically, on July 9th, she's meeting with the South Node in Virgo, which I love this because at the same time, there's this trine happening to Chiron in Taurus. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Empathish. By the way, yeah, for those of you who are watching, I'm live over on TikTok and YouTube. Bigger screen if you have a desktop or things like that, just a heads up. But also for those of you who have joined me on the TikTok live, first off, thank you for liking and sharing. Thank you. It gets my content out to other people. But also, like, how do you like this format? Because I changed it up. I did a little test run. Hi, Harmony, my lover, my sweet baby child. Oh, hello. How you feeling, lover girl? Okay. I'm gonna tune back into this energy. My card spread said that getting lost in the minute can't delay me any longer. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, good. Yeah, we're just doing got the streaming all set up the way that I wanted it. So this energy of Venus meeting the South Node at its final degrees, right? So the thing about the nodes, they actually go backwards. It's like a reversal. So they go the other direction than the planets. So they go that way while the planets all go counterclockwise. So just for context, the South Node's going to be moving into Leo and the North Node into Aquarius on the 29th, 25th or 29th. I can't remember, just the number looking thing. So this is a very, very, very potent day of like really understanding the like final lessons that have been happening with the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo, which the North Node in Pisces has been like really talking about like letting go and letting God. And I feel like this Venus in Virgo is this sort of like rounding into the practical of letting go and letting God, where it's like, yeah, I trust the divine timing of things. I trust myself. I trust God. I trust my connection to source. And I'm going to take the action that I've been divinely led to take and like get things in order. Okay. So her meeting the South Node, while this is making a trine to Chiron and Taurus, which is all about our relationship to our values, our relationship to our body, and this wound that is now just kind of surfacing for a lot of us to like be deeply healed. This sextile is like, yeah, it's time for me to like take my health into my own hands, to take like devotional energy towards your value, towards your worth, towards building and I'm literally seeing like, it's such an, okay, they just showed me quicksand, where it's like the more you struggle against whatever is present in your life, the less it's going to work. And there's sort of this deeper surrender, and then things open up for you at this time, where this South Node is like the kind of last like parts of you. Venus brings in this deeper integration for this South Node energy, because South Node in Virgo has been like more of the intellectual, like, I've got to get it right. It's got to be planned. It's got to be perfect. And Venus comes in and is like, is that true? Especially with this happening here. With the, I'm like this, Neptune going retrograde at this time too. There's this deeper like, whoa, Nelly, like, I keep expecting everything else around me to like magically work, when it's just like, I just need to do the things that I've literally been putting on the back burner and just like get things in order. For some people that might be, like, for my entrepreneurs out there, like upping your prices. For some of you, it's like setting concrete boundaries. For some of you, it's like actually deep cleaning your house. Like, this is very practical stuff. And it does connect to this North Node in Pisces lesson, which is like the physical and the spiritual work hand in hand. So there's been this deeper trust, and spirit has brought you to where you're at here and this surrender. And now it's like, now it's time to lay these building blocks. There's a lot of, oh my God, of course, issues found. Like, literally, that is fucking hilarious that popped up. That's what's happening. Because I was literally like, there's more to this. And so the virus found, like, you're getting to see. Ooh, I heard like maybe, source, like the core source of perceived mental health things, and also like the stories. It's, oh my gosh, it's taking me back. If you guys haven't read the four agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, like the core story and of like the power of the word, the power of the mind, like people don't know that most of the time they're just spreading black magic by just like speaking ill of things. And it always like makes me think of how we can unintentionally create storms for people and or for ourselves by just saying things. Like, for example, if you, let's go back to like a high school circumstance where you're talking to a friend and you signed up for a new class, and this person goes, I hated that teacher. They were a dick and they sucked and like they made my life hell. And so you already go into said circumstance with this idea because they told you their experience. You're already adopting. Thanks for the follow. Let's go. Oh, so many new friends on Twitch. Thank you. You're already creating this like preconceived notion of what that circumstance is going to be. There's a deeper purification that is happening here. There's this deeper purification of like, actually, no, I'm just going to let my own deeper trust with spirit, North Node and Pisces, actually show me what is true and what is not true. And then my internal compass, Venus and Virgo, is going to be able to orient me to clearing things up, to connecting to the things I'm meant to connect with, to the things that match my integrity. Okay? Yeah. Right? And this is where I am so deeply aware of my emotional, and this is, I'm on like the other end of the spectrum, just a little moment of vulnerability from me to you guys, because I just love testing those edges for myself, is I am so emotionally aware of my emotional terrain and the intensity that it can cause, that when I share with people, I ask first, do you have the capacity to actually hold this? Do you have the capacity? Like, are you in a space where we can have a conversation? Like, I have a lot that's moving. I would love to chat, right? Instead of just like messaging somebody and being like, bleh, here's all my stuff, without asking. So, oh my gosh, Emma, let's freaking go. Thank you, Emma. So there's that sort of, that's coming in with like this emotional hygiene piece. And this was a conversation I was having with my bonus dad the other day about like, I'm like, people just be oozing everywhere. People just be oozing their emotional shit. everywhere. Ugh, gross. So Venus and Virgo is like, there's going to be a deeper clarity of like what's been leaking, where you've been leaking too, especially with this trine to Chiron, where it's like, oh, it's time for me to patch that part up and like get clear, get clean, and get precise. Hi, Amber. I figured it was you, Amber, because your profile picture. Okay. Ah, I flashbanged us. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Yes. Okay, so that is, I feel like I could talk about this configuration for ages because of just a long time. Well, this is a beautiful opportunity, Amber, because this Venus and Virgo is really going to lock into like, where are these feelings coming from? And like, where do they live? And is it mine? Can I let it go? Or is this a story that I just adopted because my mom told me X, Y, and Z? So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and jump to Sunday, the 12th. Pew. We could leave this place. All right, we've got our first Mercury Kazimi happening here in Cancer. So a Kazimi is when anything is conjunct the sun. It means the heart of the sun, so it amplifies this energy. Yeah. This is going to be interesting because this Mercury retrograde is already like bringing up a lot of emotional substance to be witnessed, and this is bringing it to the heart of the sun, the heart of our ego. So on Sunday, July 12th, we are having the opportunity to like really witness and see some of these deeper themes that have been coming up with this Mercury retrograde. It's like, oh, that's the source, or that's the thing. And like not fully getting the full picture yet, but it's like this deeper clicking into place. Okay. This is, yeah. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. There's going to be a deeper revelation happening at this time on this day, emotionally driven, emotionally charged, where the image that's coming to mind with this retrograde and this moment, this Kazimi, is like laying at the bottom of the seafloor in just this deepened state of surrender, in this deepened state of just being. And just like, and you can see like the sunlight coming through, like the water, like filtered. And it's just this moment of like, we're here in this spot and I get to see, and like, I'm like, now they're like showing me like looking around and like seeing what's laying here at the bottom and like what is still left. And I feel like this is a very tender time for you to cater to, like, I heard like lost parts of you, pieces that have been like really begging to be felt and witnessed and released. And like, it doesn't feel heavy, but it's this deeper, just like, oh, that's it. Yeah, Anna, I wrote a whole piece that I was going to have published with my friend Ollie. She's doing something really cool, but I ended up taking my piece out because it's not yet ready to live out in the world yet, because it's so present for me. It's still like really a real thing that I'm moving through, and so eventually it'll have its moment somewhere at the surface. But there's this deeper invitation with this Kazimi. Yeah, I'm thinking of like, yeah, I was feeling Little Mermaid, and I'm seeing like old skeletons too, like these old parts that are still just like down there, like in this space where it's like, oh, it's time to like release it. It's time to, or even like, there's just this witnessing that's happening here. And so on this Sunday, in which we will all be meeting, because I will be live on Sunday at the same time, there's this deeper invitation to just be with the feelings that are present and witness and just let yourself move through them, right? Mercury in Cancer, it's not really cerebral, it's emotional. It is the wisdom that comes from the programming of the blood, the body, the like DNA, right? Because our blood is water, most of our body is water. And so there's this deeper like reprogramming that is happening with how we respond and our emotional responses. And with the sun here highlighting that, it's like this moment of like really getting to see the light in the darkness, really, really getting to see. Yeah, it feels very mythical and metaphorical, the way Spirit's having me communicate this to you, because it is like this water realm is just like, I'm almost just like hearing like, is this true? Like, are these parts, these pieces, these patterns that I've been following my whole life, are they really true? Are they true? What is mine now? Who am I now? And like, it's interesting because I'm feeling like the urge to cry too, because it really feels like cathartic too. Yeah. Aw, thank you, VC Meg. It's very, I feel very blessed by all of you to be able to sit here and do this work. Izzy a year ago would not have imagined the opportunity to be in this space and to have witnessed my abilities grow by showing up every day. But that's like exactly what I shared with my niece, who could almost do a full cartwheel when she just started learning cartwheels. I don't know, like 3 weeks ago. She's been practicing every day. And I said, do you know what's changed? She's like, no. And I was like, you've been doing this every day. She's like, oh yeah. Yeah. She's 5. And it's just that like deepening of like consistency. Yeah, man, that's the astrology, man. I got really into it at the end there, and just a lot of like tenderness in my heart, especially because this Cancer energy and how the transits are moving for me personally. It's moving through my 11th house of community, which is all of you guys. Like, I'm in this deep, deep, like reverent reflection of like what has been cultivated, and like the recognition of like the responsibility, but also the like respect that has been cultivated here. And I just feel really, really honored. Yeah, Aaliyah, thank you. Like I could cry just reading that. Aaliyah over here said, I can really feel you holding us. Like, and that's why I've had to like really pull back my offerings, because I'm like, oh no, like there's so much that is, yeah, it's a very beautiful co-creation that is happening in this space. And like I take it very seriously. Like I take it very, very seriously. Oh, thank you, Anna. That's what, you know, like a little fun fact. I'm opening up more. Like Callie, if you're still here, Callie did a reading for me for my birthday and was like, you know, you don't have to like share everything with everybody all the time. And I was like, that's what I do though. Like, that's how I've called all of you guys in, is because I'm like, I open my heart and I'm like, oh, I hope they like me. And then I've just been so blessed with people that have received my vulnerability. And my Mercury is in the 8th house, which I'm honest, but it's in Aries, which is like very, very just like direct and personal. And so it's like, I can't not share who I am when I'm speaking. It's the only way I'm able to like connect these dots is through these like lived experiences, but also through the co-creation of consistently going to the underworld and going to that bottom of the ocean and laying there for a while. So thank you, Anna. I see you too with that, and I feel really honored to have you here. And if you guys are joining for the first time and you have yet to join the Discord community, like, please come join. Like, it's time. It is